Hey guys, Titan Preparedness, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, this is directed more towards the new preppers. But us seasoned preppers can also take advice and give advice as well. Today's video is 5 prepping mistakes that new preppers make. I'm going to put this video out there in case there are any new preppers. You can try to avoid the same mistakes that myself and many of your fellow preppers have made in the past. So let's kick it off with number 5. Guns, guns, and more guns. Guys, I love the fact that I live in both a country and a state where if I want a new firearm, all I have to do is walk 5 miles down to the store and I can walk out that same day with it. As long as I have the money to pay for it, I can walk home with that new firearm. But a lot of new preppers who discover that they want to be more prepared, they focus in on guns and ammo. Guns and ammo will get you far, but not for long. You see, I was the same way when I first started prepping. When I first started prepping, I was able to purchase firearms, I was able to purchase ammunition, and that's what I did. Most of my paycheck every single week went to buying a new firearm or buying ammunition for the ones I already owned. And I had my fair share of firearms. But I didn't have food, I didn't have water, I didn't have water filters, I didn't have a bug out bag, I didn't have a way to cook, I didn't have a way to light up my house, I didn't even have a first aid kit. But you bet your tail that I had firearms. You would be absolutely correct if you said, well, self-defense and defense of what's yours is important. Absolutely, I'm not sitting here arguing the fact that it's not. But being able to feed yourself, being able to have clean drinking water, being able to fix a wound is also important. New firearms start at $400 to $500 on the low end. Ammunition is $1 a shot nowadays. So if you go and you pick up a new AR and 1,000 rounds of ammo, that's $1,500. Do you know how much food $1,500 could buy? Do you know how much water it could buy? Do you know how many bug out bags you could build, quality bug out bags with high quality gear for $1,500? Don't get me wrong, guns and ammo are absolutely important. And being able to defend oneself is critical. But a lot of times the situations that we're going to face are different than the situations we talk about. Yes, a gun will help you during the Second Civil War, during World War III, but not so much when the hurricane knocks down your door. Number 4. Meals in a bucket. So we talked about guns. We said, hey, before you go out and you buy all these guns and all this ammunition, you may need to pick up food. People go and they see bucket meals like this, and they say, I'm going to pick it up. Bucket meals. This is a prime example of a good bucket meal. Because this is only about 10, 15 bucks maybe. It gets you to try a variety of samples. Perfectly fine. What I'm talking about though is this. This is a 45-day bucket meal. This is almost 30 pounds full of food that I've never tried. And I have multiple of these sitting in a building. This was one of my biggest mistakes when I first got into prepping. I was buying these almost on a monthly basis. I needed food because preppers need food. The problem is that new preppers will go out and purchase this 30-pound bucket full of food. It's almost 150 bucks, maybe $200 nowadays. But they don't have a way to boil water. They don't have a way to heat up anything. They don't even have a way to heat up a can of Chef Boyardee if they had to. But yet, they have these bucket meals. And these bucket meals are great for the calorie take, right? This is 30 days worth of food. But it's only 30 days worth of food if you have a way to cook it, if you can cook it properly, and if you can store it properly. People will buy these buckets before they buy a camping stove, before they buy a wood-burning stove, before they have a stockpile of wood that they could go outside and light up. They have these buckets just in case, but just in case this bucket is nothing more than a poop bucket because all this food is useless to them because they have no way to cook it. Before you go out and purchase a massive bucket of food like this, make sure you have a way to cook the said food that's in it. The third thing that new preppers get in trouble for is gears, gadgets, and gizmos. Guys, if you watch this channel, you know I do product reviews. I do gear reviews. But a lot of times when it comes to new preppers, they go in debt to buy said gear. Because they fall into this rabbit hole and they say, damn, the end of the world's coming tomorrow. I need to have all these things or I'm not going to survive. So they go out and they buy and they buy and they buy and they buy, but they just buy random crap. When I built my first bug out bag, it was a weekly basis that I was going down to Shields. It was a local sporting goods store, much like Cabela or Bass Pro Shop, and I was walking in and walking out with $100 full of crap. I'd get home and I'd take my bag apart and I put all the new stuff in it. Then the very next week I'd do the same thing. I'd go down, spend $100, spend $200, come back home and get rid of the same crap that I just put in there last week. Because I always wanted the new products, I always wanted the new thing, the new item, the new gear. Gear will only get you so far. And yes, here on this channel we do focus a lot on gear. But before you have gear, make sure you have the skills. Make sure you know, if I had to leave my house today, I know that I can survive in the woods at least for a few days with bare minimum. Nothing more than a knife, nothing more than a lighter. Make sure you practice those skills before you go out and you start purchasing all the gear. There is a lot of gears, gadgets, and gizmos. A lot of it is Chinese junk. Some of it is actually good, some of it is actually decent. And if you go and you spend $100, if you spend $200, $300 on crap that's not even going to help you, you might as well flush that money down the drain. Because that's the equivalent of what you're doing. Before you purchase a piece of gear, watch the gear reviews. Make sure it works. Find out the people who are marketing it, and find out the people who are doing honest reviews on it. We do honest reviews. We try to give you the most honest thoughts on a piece of gear, whether it works or doesn't work, whether we make commission on it or not. Because we believe in telling the truth more than making money. But there's a lot of YouTube preppers out here who care more about making the money than giving an honest product review. And you watch their video and you buy the gear through their links, they made their kickback and you have a piece of junk in your hands. Gears, gadgets, and gizmos are important. Don't get me wrong. I love my gears, gadgets, and gizmos. But make sure you actually need the product and it's going to be useful to you before you go dropping your hard-earned money on it. The number two mistake that new preppers make goes along with gears, gadgets, and gizmos: beta testers. There are a ton of companies out here that want you to sign up to beta test their products. Now, these are not actually their products. These are not products that they have built, that they have put time and money and research and development into. Instead, these are cheap pieces of gear from China that they want to sell to you for a marked up price, but you're a beta tester, so you get it for free. Guys, I fell for this trap when I was young in my prepping days. Free products? Hell, why wouldn't I purchase it? All I have to do is spend $5 and get this sticker and take a picture of me holding the sticker, and then I get free products, and then all I have to do is write little reviews on them or do videos on them. Why would I not want this product? There is no such thing in life as free. As I said, for a couple of companies that I did this for, you purchase a $5 sticker. Well, then you pay $10 for shipping. So now you have a $15 sticker that they probably spent 5 cents on. Because you have this sticker, you are in our beta testing program. So we're going to send you the next item. You just have to pay $29.99 for shipping. And it's a cheap little stove. A stove that I could go down to Walmart and get for $5 right now. You do this review and we'll send you our cool new survival straw. But you just have to pay shipping for it. So you send your money in and you get a cheap Chinese water filter straw that you could buy on Amazon for $5. Do not fall for the beta testing program. They come in many different forms. emails about free survival food as long as you sign up for a monthly membership, emails about free products as long as you sign up to be a beta tester. They come in many different forms, but be wary of them. There is no such thing in life as free. That free stove is going to cost you 30, 40 bucks. That free sticker is going to cost you 20. You're buying cheap Chinese products, but you're being overcharged for them. Don't fall for the beta testing. And the number one mistake that new preppers make, why and how you can avoid it, is not being dialed in, is going too far too fast, or falling into the rabbit holes. You see, prepping is a rabbit hole in itself. You've lived your daily life without being a prepper for the last 20, 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, it doesn't matter, but somehow you fell into the rabbit hole. And now you want to be a prepper. So you think, okay, I'll just grab some cans, I'll get some extra water. That's all it means to be a prepper, right? Is just being a little bit more prepared than your daily person. But wait, that rabbit hole starts taking you down and down and down, and now you go from buying a couple extra cans of food and a couple bottles of water to wanting to build a bunker underneath your house because the zombies are coming tomorrow. You start going too far down the rabbit hole and you start listening to the wrong people. You start losing things. I watched a man lose his house. I watched another lose his wife. I watched another one, he had stacks of bills being piled up, but he didn't care because the world was ending tomorrow. And I watched as his videos went from prepping to his house being repoed to him being homeless in a matter of just a few short months. He cared more about the rabbit hole that he was in. He cared more about being ready for the zombies than about paying for his mortgage, than about paying for his lights and his water. So he became homeless. When you start prepping, you want to get dialed in as quickly as possible. Whatever you're prepping for, aliens, zombies, World War III, hurricanes, you want to pick a topic and dial in on it. Prepping is this vast variety that can go on for years and years and you never completely finish one topic. But if you're dialed in, if you stay focused in on one thing, that will help you prep for other things. That will also help to prevent you from losing yourself in that rabbit hole. If you start prepping for hurricanes and you stay focused in on hurricanes and hurricane survival and what I need because I live on the coast and hurricanes hit every 6 months, that's a good place to be. But if you start branching off and you're not dialed in and your circle grows, and now instead of hurricanes you're prepping for hurricanes and aliens, you're prepping for hurricanes and aliens and the upcoming hyperinflation event, and prepping for hurricanes and aliens and hyperinflation and zombies, it grows and grows and grows. Find your lane and stay in it. If you want to prep for World War III, do that. A lot of the gear, a lot of the gizmos, a lot of the skills are going to help you in other certain situations. If you want to prep for hurricanes, do that. Stay in your lane. Because the more you branch out, the more it's going to cost you. The more that you're going to have to stockpile, the more you're going to have to stock up, the more ideas that you're going to be open to, and the more crap you're going to end up buying. Stay focused. Stay in your lane. What I tell people is start out with a weekend power outage. Start there. Because we've all experienced 3 days without power. And sure, it's not a life-threatening event, but it kind of opens your eyes up. You say, okay, that kind of sucked. I don't want to do that again. Start with that 3 days of power outage. Then maybe venture up to 2 weeks. Then maybe a month. Then start your long-term prepping goals. What if I went a year without power like in Puerto Rico? Stay focused in. It is hard to do. But the more you branch off, the less money you have for your basic preps. If you want to be prepared for the economical hyperinflation event, it's hard to stock up on silver and gold and barter and trade items if you're also prepping for the zombies where you're buying guns and ammo every day. Pick a topic, stay focused in on it. Alright guys, what are some prepping mistakes that you made when you first started out? let me know down in the comments section below. We might do a part 2, or this might help other new preppers not fall for the same mistakes. That's all I got for today's video, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all stay safe out there. T2 out.